Take one. Let's Paint TV, reworking an old painting. All right. Hello, Mr. Let's Paint here. And today on Let's Paint TV, we're going to rework an old painting that's been around, sitting around the studio for a long time. And so it's a sort of a well, you can kind of see what it is. There's sort of an airport theme here in the painting, and yet it is not based on anything more than just sort of arbitrarily kind of hydroglyphics, hydroponics. It kind of has a caveman graffiti, caveman paintings feel to it, which is kind of neat, I suppose. But we are in the midst of regurgitating, reapplying, re-engaging, okay, enough re's. But basically we are beginning to resurrect again this painting because I don't feel as if it is done. It's paintings that just sit around and you don't feel complete. You don't feel whole. You don't feel done. And that's the part that for me, I don't like that. I'm not happy with that. I'm satisfied always with that struggle, and yet it can be rewarding nevertheless. And so that's where we are with this piece right now, this painting, to know how far and do we go crazy? Do we knock the whole thing out, or do we carefully, gingerly re-immerse? How crazy are we going to head into this? And that is something that we just can't really ever place where and how to do just what to do. It's the unknown. It's the unknown. And all we can hope for is to be able to just keep making some sort of sense, if possible. At least that's how I'm approaching it. Your approach, your landing, your takeoff and landing is really a personal thing. Please do not follow anyone's advice except for your own noggin, your own interpretation, your own personal approach is most important. I suspect. I suspect. Maybe not. And in the long run, in the whole grand specter of things, maybe, obviously, it probably doesn't make a hill of beans. What anyone does to do with whatever they are doing in their lives. But maybe to just exist, to breathe, and to make whoopee. And maybe that's what it's all about. Okay, but when you go past those initial forays of logical analysis of what it's all about, Alfie, we can then move in to the next quadrant, which is the quadrant that I like to partake a lot of my time into, and that is the creative zone, the creativity zone. And that's where we are right now, reworking a painting that seems to have some issues, or I sense that there are issues. And so because I'm sensing the issues, I am re-engaging, redeploying. But anyway, so but I do think of when I do there's parts of painting that I do I do what I do. Anyway, so right now I'm just sort of Not even. I'm almost willing. I'm not really willing to destroy entirely what I already have. I kind of, basically, I guess I kind of like all this stuff up here. I think it sort of has a nice bounce, maybe relationships of sorts. And then I've never sort of attacked this painting a handful of times, but I'm re-engaging anyway this at the moment here in this this part here, not as secure. I feel inadequate. I feel weak, uncertain, and so I guess that's where we are. That's where I'm at with this piece, guys. And what else can you do except for to plug the holes, plug away, or to at least sustainability. We're looking for some sustainability for your own emotional state, which can be detrimental if you do not that we lose the feed like that. I don't know why. I get it. I should complain with somebody there. All right, so that throws us off just a tad bit, but we are still here. And so let me just keep going here with things that I kind of want to do to this painting, I guess. You know, you can only do what you want to do, or be who you are. Your decisions should be yours, and that's what we like to talk about here. I think, I'll tell you what, my thought is about that, and I've seen this, I've been making artwork for over 30 plus years. That's right, that's a long time. But I've seen a lot of people give up on the creative process. I've seen a lot of people quit. And why do they quit? They quit, I think they quit because they weren't really true. They were not really following their own true bliss, their own true emotional state with the process of creativity. They let the masterpiece take over. They let modes of thought, modes of thinking. They thought that they were supposed to do something in their art. They were hoodwinked. They were led astray into a direction that in the end put the damper, it turned off the light on your creativity. And that's terrible. But that's nature of the beast. It is a very unknown element. It's not easy to ascertain exactly what makes one keep going and follow the path of making art. It's not easy to know, but for sure it is not a one-size-fits-all. Just remember that. But what I'm trying to point out is that for many of you artists out there, and I'm actually talking to myself here too, what you think is the right direction, what you think may be the correct route for your eternal happiness as an artist, your bliss of an artist as an artist, when you may think, and you might have read books, you might have had professors or fellow artists or people that you looked up to see their routes of thought or processes, and you follow them, and you feel good. And you might feel good for years in and years out. But you may hit that block. You might hit a stumbling block. And what I'm trying to say is that is going to happen, and it's because you need to find your own way, that's an option. I'm just throwing out the option. Doesn't always need to be that way, but I'll tell you what, it's bound to be the case. And if you don't seek that out, you will not continue on, or you will be always frustrated with what you're trying to do. All right, so having said that, getting back to this painting, what I'm trying to say here is I do what I do, what I do. I do what I like to do. I'm working my subconscious level of mark making that is unknown to myself, or it goes way back to my time as a kid. These are things that I want to incorporate into the canvas, onto the works, as opposed to trying to outsmart. And I find that is a problem too, is we try to be smarter than the average bear, and that always, I find, tends to be disappointing and lackluster. It's like trying to be funny. It should just come out natural. I recommend trying to be as natural to yourself, to be honest with yourself. That's all you got to do. So if you're honestly smart and all that, well, fine. If you're honestly funny or naturally, then so be it. But please don't try to work on doing something that if it ain't really who you are. Now, how do we know what works? Try all the different things. So please try them all. But at the end, you got to remember, it is you. All right, so getting back to my painting, like I said, I could incorporate many forms of thought, of processes to what I want to do with the painting, or how I want to paint. I could go and do structural analysis on what I'm supposed to do here, but I respond to the free flow. I'm a free-flowing kind of guy, at least with my art making and my brush work of application of the paint. That's what I'm talking about. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the freedom that we have, not the restrictions. I know society wants restrictions. We want to control everything. Society, governments, corporations, people, power, control it all. But no, you don't need to go that route. And especially not in the creation of the creativity land. We are in creativity land. We don't need all that crap. That crap screws up this world. You know that. And it screws up your artwork. That's what I think. So, having said that, I am screwing up my painting at the as we're talking. Now I can kind of see I have brought in new areas here, but again, it's a decision. Do I want to just bring out these squares? Am I just going to go square man the whole way? Do I want to get all rigid line stuff? That's popular. Hey man, that's popular. Let's make straight lines. Let's put straight lines everywhere, people. Let's be all rigid and let's be like everybody. Hey, I looked in the latest form of Artform magazine, or I went to all the galleries, or I've seen what's all propagated out there, and it's all straight line kind of abstract stuff. Hey, why don't I do straight line abstract stuff? Why shouldn't I? Why don't I just do that, huh? Why don't I just do that? Yeah, let's follow the Joneses. Let's be just like everybody else. Yeah, let's do that. Because that's what popular culture, that's what society wants, right? That's what we want right now, don't we? You could. We can. Go ahead. Go ahead. It might not be what you are all about. It may not be the true you. And I suspect it's not. I suspect the true you is maybe a little more deeper. You're a little more deeper than following what is out there already and that has already been proven to be somewhat successful. You don't need to go that route all the time. Please, please, because you're going to fall by the wayside if you are just going to be another, basically a copycat of sorts. Possibly that might be the case. Maybe not. And again, whatever floats your boat, but we're just trying to possibly let some thought into your bubble, into your thought bubble, into your lead balloon of a brain, and let some of that helium out, let some of that hydrogen or whatever chemicals are stuck in your head. We're trying to pump in some endorphins, baby. We're trying to get those endorphins going and let the creative process flow to have a true sense of what you're all about as opposed to what you think you should be about. Okay, so yeah, I'm not necessarily going to put triangles and squares everywhere here, but I'm seeing that I kind of feel, I like the feeling. I like the feeling of maybe doing so, but maybe, and I like the crispness, crispy creams. I like the crisp quality, not so much the angular aspect of it, but I like the fresh paint of the new color, the new dimensional color that makes it pop. But not necessarily certain that I'm going to stay with that. But I could easily do so. But maybe I'm happy to see the areas that are not refined, and so that, my friends, is the ever-ending crescendo of possibilities, of ongoing possibilities that I after all, it is just my own prognosis. It is just me making these thoughts and concerns, and for some reason I see that as a fire up there. Let's put a little fire, a little yellow, a little too much yellow. Let's make it a little more whitish. But please, if you can, try to follow your true sense of what I'm trying to say is that I think I've already, I think I got all my points across. And so if you have any questions about painting, questions about creativity, contact me, Mr. Let's Paint @gmail.com. We'll see you again another time on Notes on Painting, Notes on How to Paint for Let's Paint TV. I am Mr. Let's Paint. Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm going to keep painting. Try to figure this one out somehow. Or not.